Bruno, Harvey, congratulations. Bruno, we have to start and talk. How much was that performance for Eddie Howe, wherever he was watching on from today?
Yeah, when we went to the pitch, we said we're going to play for him. He has been part of our success. He has been unbelievable for us, so we miss him in the training out this week. And hopeful this win going to give him a little bit of happiness. And we hopeful want to see him back for the next game. Just to give him a little bit of happiness on this tough week for him.
It's been a tough week for him, Harvey. Was he able to send you any messages ahead of today?
No, I think he's on the road to recovery, hopefully. So I think that's his main focus at the minute. But like Bruno said, he's so influential throughout the week and obviously on a match day. So we knew we had a job to do today without him, and we did that. We said that before the game. It was one of them where we need to put a smile on his face. And yeah, hopefully he's on the road to recovery.
Definitely put a smile on his face, and I think there's a fairly decent smile on yours. How good a week has it been for Harvey Barnes?
It's been good, you know. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm in a good rhythm of playing now, and I'm just enjoying being out on the pitch every week. So yeah, long may it continue.
Bruno, how big has his contribution been in recent weeks, and particularly today?
He is an unbelievable player. I'm his fan. I love him, the way he plays, the way he should. He's always working hard and try to help the team, and he deserves his moment. I'm very, very happy for him. Like I said, he's an unbelievable professional and an unbelievable player.
Harvey, when we spoke on Monday night, you said Newcastle weren't at their best. In the second half in particular, did we see the best of Newcastle United?
Yeah, definitely. I think first half we played well. I know that the scoreline didn't show that, but I thought we dominated the first half and created chances. I think they only had the one shot on target, which they scored. So we were happy the first half. We just knew we had to build on that, keep doing what we were doing, and the chances were going to come, and they did. You know, in the end, it was a good game and a good scoreline.
Bruno, it's 5 wins on the spin in all competitions. People talked about whether you'd be able to kick on having won that trophy. Have you exceeded even your own expectations in what you've been able to do so far?
Yeah, we're happy about what we are doing so far, but I think as a group we just think game by game, you know. Our next focus in the next game. We know we have been good, but for us it's not enough. Like we said, it was unbelievable win the cup, but we want more. It's not enough for us. We want to put our name in the club history, keep it going. So yeah, it's unbelievable what we have done so far, but we want more.
Quickly and finally, a word from both of you. How important is Champions League qualification?
Unbelievable, means everything for the club. Like we have done so far is good, but like I said, it's not enough. We want to play Champions League again next season, but we are just thinking game by game, step by step, and here we go to another one on Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, we've already had an unbelievable moment this year, and that obviously gets us European football, but we want to be in the Champions League. You know, we're proving that at the minute, game by game, and we've got ourselves into a good position in the league. You know, it's up to us. If we perform every week and get the results that we know we can, then we're going to be there come the end of the season. So it's what we want next year.
Well, listen, well done to both of you. Harvey, you are the player of the match. Bruno can't believe it, by the way. He was arguing the toss with me.
He deserves.
But you are, do the honours, Bruno.
Well done, bro. You deserve, man.
Thank you.
Harvey Barnes, man of the match. Well done to him. Big Dan Burn, the Wembley goal-scoring hero, has joined us at our pitch side position, Match Day Live on the road. Well done. How did that feel to beat Manchester United 4-1?
Yeah, good. I've said before, I'm not a massive fan of Man U, so yeah, I can't remember the last time I would have done the double over them. So it was.
I'll tell you when it was.
Go on.
1930-31.
Yeah, I wasn't born then, so.
Steve was. Alan was in his nappy. There you go.
No, listen, top performance. I thought from the start we sort of set out what we wanted to do. We didn't have the gaffer there, so we really wanted to put in a performance that he would be proud of, and I'm sure looking back he'd be happy with it. And
in the second half in particular, you got that great start. I mean, you just drove and had the foot straight down on the pedal.
Yeah, I think it's something we've sort of made a thing of. We've had a few slow starts in the second half and let teams back in it, and sort of had to sit back and be a bit deeper, and physically we really want to try and punish teams and sort of suck the energy out of them. So I felt we did that well. Really happy for Barnesy. I think he's waited a long time for a run of games, and he's shown his quality and sort of why we're bottom.
There was a lot of pressing going on in that second half. Was it right that you must have thought this team likes to try and play out from the back? We're not very good at doing that. If we get our pressing right, we'll get success.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you win the higher up you win the ball, it's less passes to get the goal. So that was the plan. I think they went along quite a lot first half, but they didn't get a lot of joy out of it. So we knew that we'd be able to force a few mistakes, and the lads are clinical today. So yeah, really happy.
How difficult has it been after the euphoria and the high of winning the cup to sort of get back to basics and try and qualify for Champions League football?
Yeah, hard. I think when you have that bit of success, you can sort of think, oh, we've done enough this season.
And you celebrate.
Yeah, we celebrate. Yeah, not quite as much as I
Trust
would
you
like
to bring
now,
that into it.
Of course.
But yeah, no, the manager, I don't like the manager. I'll never let we sort of sit on that. He's always pushing with to play at our standards and keep going. And we've got the belief that we can make those Champions League places. And yeah, we're playing well.
And talking of the manager, how strange has it been, and how much did you want to put a performance in today?
Very strange. I mean, for the gaffer not to be a training, I knew something must have been up. So yeah, we obviously send our best wishes to him. And I think it just shows the group that we've got, that when the manager wasn't here, everyone stuck to the standards that he drives every day, and pushed each other and got through that game.
Yeah.
Do you look at the league table like I do and think if we win our game in hand, we climb a place?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But I try not to. I think you can sort of just you just sort of do what you should be doing, and that'll come. But at this stage of the season, everyone looks at the league table. We know that we've got that sort of game in hand on Wednesday, which is massive. Palace are high up in the form table and playing well. They started well against City yesterday, so that'll be a really tough game. But as I said, we're confident and we're playing well.
But what a position you've put yourselves in now.
Yeah, I think so. After we started well at the season, not playing particularly well, but getting the results, and then we had a bit of a bad patch. But to be in and around this, we're sort of 7 games to go. Picking up that momentum now, I think we're really sort of hitting form at the right time, and we've got tough games left, don't get us wrong, but we don't fear anybody, and hopefully we'll get it done.
You've got momentum, you've got consistency, you've been unchanged 5 games running, but then you've got the competition for places, and you've got players like Anthony Gordon back coming off the bench today as well.
Yeah, huge. I think when you've got players like him to come on, Longy, Cal Wilson, all players in forward positions, I think it shows the squad that we've got, and we're going to need everybody. So this is a big week for we've got 2 games in 5 days or whatever it's going to be, so it's going to be a very quick turnaround for us, so we've got to recover well, but we're well prepared for this. I think with Champions League, help with that sort of stuff, knowing how to not train much but just recover and go again. I think we've learnt well from that.
OK, before we let you go, we know you're a man of the people. Imagine the euphoria at the moment, but we've seen this post on social media from yesterday where he's put Dan Burn helping me push a broken car off Moor Farm roundabout earlier today. He's just a top lad, isn't he? Is that part of the weight training there? Just being
honestly, you'd be surprised how heavy that car was. I was absolutely shattered. I wish people would have just stopped and helped us rather than took photos of us.
What happened?
It's quite a bad roundabout for crashes, but yeah, guys has crashed into me, but my car was all right. But all the airbags went off and the windscreen smashed. So just doing me a bit. And
you did your bit again today. Go on, David.
Usual stuff.
Yeah. What, were you regularly pushing cars around that roundabout when you were here? Or?
That's a day in the park. No, just to come back on the Champions League position, I think it's very important because I think we saw this season that the new format is just magic. It works really well. And I think to see Newcastle in those 34 teams, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. I think it was great, the Champions League group we had. I loved it. Obviously, we had the top teams, but that's what you want to play it for. But I've enjoyed watching it this season, going home and away and playing sort of 7 or 8 different teams. I think it's been a good sort of benefit of the competition.
Fantastic. Well, really well done today. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good work.
Cheers,
well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks. That's Dan. But I mean, we were talking earlier about the history and getting the club. I mean,
he's not that strong.
He's not that tall or strong.
He's living the dream, isn't he?
I mean, it's an incredible story, isn't it?
From where he was to not being good enough, or being told he wasn't good enough to start his career at Newcastle, to having to go elsewhere, and then coming back and doing what he's done in terms of winning, scoring at Wembley, getting an England game, Champions League for Newcastle. I mean, it's just an incredible story. And you know what? There's no one deserves it better than him, because he sort of epitomises everything that is very good about Newcastle at the minute in terms of down to earth, hard-working, loving everything, loving the environment, loving the atmosphere, and playing at the very, very highest level and doing himself proud.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier on about the foreign influence, which is important. This is a guy 7 years ago, Nicky, was playing in League One, the third tier of English football. And as Alan says now, he's a Wembley goal-scoring hero and an England international.
Yeah, I think what he does really well, he knows his game, he knows what he's good at, he knows his weaknesses, and he does what he's good at, he does it very, very, very well.
Is that talent in itself, in all seriousness?
Yeah, I think it's a really good talent. If you know what you're good at, I knew what I could do, I knew we weren't the best player, I knew we weren't a dribbler, but what you do your strengths well, which is what he does, and he gets his rewards, and he's looking like one of the best centre-backs in the country at the minute.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, it's an amazing story coming from a Geordie.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's very important too, and but I think it gives you a little bit of fresh air to hear some stories like that, because going through the same path we all went, academy, blah blah blah, and to see those guys, succeeding in a different way, taking a different path, I think is very interesting, and it gives an opportunity to the other guys who doesn't succeed from the academy to say, well, it's not over yet. If you believe in it, you can do it, because some of the guys, they did it. So I think it's the right example.
And he scored against PSG, of course, in the Champions.
Against who?
Just checking you were listening, David, you know me. We talked about the second half turnaround there. I mean, it was interesting, actually. He said we talked about how badly we've started the second half in some games. They didn't today, did they? Right?
No, they came right out. I expect them to do that. I said that at half-time. I expect them to come down to the hill and really go after Manchester United, and that's what they did. And there's no doubt that they've looked at that Manchester United team and thought, and I said it to Dan himself, that if they get their press right, if they're aggressive in their pressing, which they really are, because everyone does their shift, and if there goes a team, they'll get success from that, from the way Amorim wants his team to play is set up for Newcastle to go after, particularly here at St James's Park. They're roared on by the crowd, and Man United kept insisting on playing out, and the goalkeeper, and you think it's only going to be a matter of time before they get one. They pressed him in the first half. If they do it right, they'll get chances, and that's exactly what happened.
And that's getting back to your point right at the top of the show, that there seems to be no budging from that plan, that objective, from a Manchester United point of view.
That's what the manager wants to do. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what he's doing. For me, you have to find a way to the players that you've got to get results, and they're not doing that. They keep insisting they'll play in a certain way. I don't believe the players are capable of doing it. It's quite obvious. People can see that. You can see it with your own eyes. But there's got to be a turning point. Listen, it's Man United. You can't keep getting beat. You can't keep getting beat against every single team. Newcastle are a good team, but they're getting beat against bad teams as well doing that way. So you come up against a good team like Newcastle in form, with the pace and the power that they've got, there's only one result, and that's what they got today.
I think Nicky is too nice, because with his former club, I will emphasize the fact that there's a lack of individual quality in a team like that. I think when you wear a jersey like the one of Manchester United, you need to respect that. You need to have this kind of respect. And when you see a game like that, you don't see any kind of respect. They wear the Manchester United shirt like any other shirt. They don't understand the history behind the club, the players who really sweat for this club. And I think it's unacceptable. For me, it's not acceptable to see a performance like that, honestly.
What I would say about that is that's not Ruben Amorim's fault. He's inherited that problem, right? What I would say is that the team are worse now than when he took over. Because,
why is that?
Because it seems to me he's asking them to do things which clearly they can't do. Now, I'm on the understanding that it's a coach's job to make players and individuals and the team better. At the minute, he's asking them to continue to play out from the back. He's got a goalkeeper that can't play out from the back, constantly makes errors. He's got players who haven't got the energy in midfield to get up and down.
Alan.
Yeah, but that's not his. He's inherited that problem. The manager.
The manager.
No, I know that he knows it's a very, very difficult, tough job, and it's going to take a long time to get Man United anywhere near where they have been in previous years. But they keep on making the same errors, and we looked at this. what I would say is we looked at the team today when it was announced, and we all expected to see exactly what we saw, particularly in the second half. They were bullied in midfield. They didn't have enough legs in midfield, and they keep on trying to play out from the back when they're clearly not good enough.
OK, on that point, we can get some Manchester United reaction. Here is the captain, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno, that was a tough 90 minutes. What's your verdict?
No, we gave some goals away. We were good in the first half. We were in the game. We had very good moments in the first half. I think second half we didn't play as much as we could, because whenever we tried to play, we could break their lines and find the gaps and spaces. Obviously, with the man marking of them, we just needed to play around and be supportive. Third man run. We didn't did that well enough. We gave some goals away. Obviously, I think the goals, almost all of goals, comes from our mistakes.
Yeah, those last two in particular, those individual errors, that makes it even harder to get back in the game, doesn't it, when you make those sort of mistakes?
Yeah, but even the first one is a mistake by me when I lose the ball in that position where I should have holded the ball. Obviously, it comes a lot of things after, but it doesn't matter. We're not here to point anyone out. Everyone has their own responsibility, but as a team, we have the responsibility of the result today, but we have to look ahead and look forward to the next game.
Obviously, the manager made changes. One of those was in goal. I guess it was half an eye on Thursday for everyone today as well. Do you feel that was in your performance, the fact that Thursday is so important for the team?
No, that's not an excuse. That doesn't matter. Everyone that is in this team needs to be prepared to play at every moment. The ones that played today was the decision by the manager by doing that, giving some fresh legs to the team to play against Newcastle. We know that they like to press high. We had a different view of the game, but that's nothing to do with the next game. We have to focus game by game, and we wanted to win this game today. Obviously, knowing that the Thursday one is very important for us, and I think together with the fans, we're gonna create something special on Thursday to win the game.
That's the Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, who we actually saw substituted today, which is a rarity. Of course, we know how durable he is and how many of the minutes, but he didn't look particularly impressed. We thought that was with an eye on Thursday as well. But Nicky, away to our right-hand side, up there, the away fans where they're housed here at St James's Park, they didn't stop singing. They've made a long journey. They've paid good money, and they keep hearing, whether it's from their captain or anybody else, just apologies after defeats like this.
Yeah. It's easy to sit there and talk and apologise, but for me, if you go on a football pitch, you have to do something about it. I mean, I didn't expect Man United to come in and win. I didn't expect that at all. Newcastle are a better team, better individuals, more energetic, more power, more pace. And I don't know how they go on a football pitch and allow it to happen. Getting beat 4-1 can happen. I got beat here against the guys 5-1. It can happen. But allowing it to happen is something. I didn't see one tackle. I didn't see one bit of aggression. I didn't see somebody go head to head with someone. I'm not saying you want violence or anything, but you got to at least go and show that we're not going to accept this lying down. And they just lay down and let them get beat so easy.
And why are they so easy to play against?
Because they've got no power, they've got no pace, and it's sad to see. You see Eriksen, who was a top player, now he can't move, can't run. He gets run off pretty quickly, very easily from players that aren't actually the best athletes, but they're looking like so good against Man United. And the midfield of Newcastle, it's so powerful.
I know that's your area of the pitch, and you're impressed with Newcastle. We'll come to that, and we'll show the goals in a moment. Eriksen, you're right, he's at the end of his career. What about £50 million on Manuel Ugarte? Where are you with that?
I don't see it. I see a player that's just a very average player passing the ball backwards and sideways all the time. And for me, you have to be a lot more than that for that price. But without just digging out individuals, as a team collectively, they've allowed Newcastle to do what they want on a football pitch. They've allowed it, and like I say, that can happen here. But for Man United fans looking at that on a TV or in the stands, if you're letting them do that and not getting a hand on him, there's got to be something more to that from a football club as big as Man United. And I sit there next to these two and I'm going, someone do something, go and kick someone, go and look like you care, go and look like you're not going to allow it to happen. I didn't see it. Very
difficult to do as well, all of that, when you're really struggling in centre-forward positions. And I've said it before, that I feel sorry for Højlund. Xerxes not a centre-forward, because constantly when the ball's going up there, they're not strong enough or perhaps even good enough to actually hold the ball, and then at least you've got some sort of platform to build on. If you've got someone to hold the ball up, and then players can run off. But I think that's one of the bigger problems of Man United is the recruitment. They are where they are. It's a very difficult position, and it's going to be a long road until they get anywhere near where they want to do. And that wasn't their season today in terms of the league. The league's gone this year. It's a disaster. It's a write-off. Thursday is their season in the Europa League.
Yeah, you say it's a write-off, and as I mentioned earlier on, whatever happens from now on in, this will be the lowest Premier League points tally ever in Manchester United's history, even if they win every single game between now and the end of the season. I mean, that's the starting point, Nicky, where they've got to try and come back from. It's an all-time low in Premier League history.
It is, yeah, but for me, I'm not, like Al said, I'm not looking at the league, I'm not looking at the table, I'm not looking at where they're going to be. They're not going to get relegated, they're not going to win or get in the Champions League without winning the Europa League. For me, it's just walking football. It's just passing and passive, pass slow, no energy. There's no even enthusiasm to go and get up the pitch to try and win. They played most of the second half, on the edge of their box, passing 3-yard passes, and it's just boring to watch.
I think on 2 occasions, first half, Xerxes had that shot where it was really pinged in, the little touch in the turn once, and the goal that they scored. Other than that, I can't remember them causing Newcastle too many problems at all, and that was because of the high energy that Newcastle had, because of the ability that they've got in their team. And at the minute, Man United are miles behind. And unfortunately, that's a reality of it.
But whereas as top-class players, when do they realise with their own brains, we can't pass the ball on the edge of our box, because we're going to get goals, we're going to go against us. Clip some balls in behind, get up the pitch, at least try and play in the right areas. They don't even do that, and it's like someone's got to have a bit of nous, football knowledge, on the pitch to know, lads, we've got to stop doing this. Clip some in the channels, get up the pitch and start playing the right areas of the pitch. They don't even do that, and you can't blame the manager for that. The manager's on the edge of the pitch here with the 52,000, you can't hear everything, so someone's got to take control of the game and go, right, get up the pitch, play in the right areas and try and play football in the middle thirds, attacking thirds, not on the edge of your box. They're not good enough to do it, they can't do it, and they keep doing it.
And does that come back to just no leadership out there?
No leadership, no one really nous, no one, someone's got to grab all. I know, play with Al, I didn't play with David, unfortunately, but I know they would say, get up the pitch, lads, what are we doing on the edge of our box, giving the ball away? It's too easy for them to do.
It is also, you create things from midfield, towards, the last third of the pitch, but in a way that you can feel the quality, you can feel that the construction of the game is made with ability, with skills, technique, and you can see that the players, they comprehend the game. I'm sorry to say, I'm not coming often to England to watch games like that, but I saw a Newcastle team that they were conquering the stadium, every single balls, and you have Manchester United, they play on the back foot all the time. They know creativity, they try, but you see that there's a limit, and this limit, Manchester United used to have no limit in the creation. And now this limit is there because I think it's a lack of quality. We're not saying enough about that because it's the team effort is something. The will in the game is something. But individually, you need to have the quality. You need to have the players to understand the game. And it seems to me that you don't have these sort of players right now.
Lindelof's been at the club for 9 years. He's allowing the people to put pressure on the back four and the goalkeeper by continuing to do the same things. Surely to God, 9 years, he's a man, been here 9 years, not talking about a kid we just signed. Get the ball in the right areas of the pitch, get up the pitch. There's nothing wrong with clipping a few balls down the channels and getting up the pitch. But they sat on the edge of the box, 5-6 yard passes, it's ridiculous.
You have to be extremely good coming to St James's Park and having the belief that if you're going to constantly get the ball from the goalkeeper and try and pass it through, as Man United did today, and you're very good at it and very confident at it. Man United are not, unfortunately, and they played right into Newcastle's hands.
And let's have a look at that at the start of the second half, because it became the Harvey Barnes show for 10 minutes. We just heard Dan Burns say how pleased he is because of the interrupted season. He's had some week, hasn't he?
Oh, he's had an incredible week. And it's actually great to see. He's got a brilliant attitude. He's had to be patient. He's had one or two injuries, and he ggets in that. I mean, it was beautiful play from Livramento down that left-hand side, and caused them all sorts of problems, won that second ball once again. And when you're 1v1, you cannot afford to be beaten as easy as Dalot is, unfortunately. You've got to show him where you want to go, and Livramento controls that, and it's a wonderful ball, and Harvey Barnes makes the run in the hope that someone knocks it back, and Murphy did that. It really was an impressive goal. Gets his reward there for the gamble, for the not for giving up. Brilliant from Livramento. And then you're looking for the quality. Then you're looking for the quality for the ball back, because Barnes has made that run and he's got his reward for doing that.
And Nicky, what about the way he just ran through Manchester United here for the next goal?
That just amplifies what we're talking about. Our Man United squad shouldn't be. It's just too easy. I mean, the way they get through there with the further goal that they pull back, look at that. It's fallen. I mean, it's slipped, but it's too easy, and he runs right through the middle of the pitch, right through the middle of the heart of Man United's team. It can't happen. It can't happen. He doesn't get touched. Watch this, goes right through. He goes right through the heart of it. Really, he should be thinking, right, I've got to play it into Isak there to get a goal. But it's that easy for him to go through the middle of the team. It's just, yeah.
Great pace.
Good finish, good pace.
Really, really clever finish, and he was just too good and too quick for them. And then you're looking for that last bit of quality, the hardest part, which is a finish, and he didn't disappoint us, did he?
No. And to score a brace against Manchester United does not happen in the league too often as a Newcastle United player. Am I here all day just to set Alan Shearer records? Is this what I've been set up for? I can hear another one coming. Here we go.
Yeah, the good old days. Keeper should have saved this one as well, you know. Just hit the target, you never know. Guide it into the corner. Oh, look at there.
Look who you ran off.
I can't believe it was that easy to run right through the middle of the Man United midfield.
I mean, I'm running back there trying to get. I can't. Yeah, it's.
Good old days. Yeah, I remember them well. Yeah.
Nobody in a Newcastle shirt has scored 2 in the Premier League against Manchester United since then, but Harvey Barnes now has. And as a wide player, did you like the way how direct and confident he was there, Harvey Barnes?
Yes, and you know, he's got the skills, he's got the ability with the ball, and he's got the pace as well. So I think he's a great asset for Newcastle United.
Great options for Newcastle. When Gordon's not in, he's performing. When Gordon comes back, he's still scoring goals. And for the manager, I know he's not here today, but when you've got decisions, great, very, very good decisions. You don't mind those at all as a manager when that's a headache. Who am I going to leave out today? Your worry is when you haven't got the players or you've got that many injuries. From a Newcastle point of view, the options now that they've got, really impressive.
And they're getting goals from wide areas as well, David, aren't they? Newcastle throughout the season. Yeah,
and I think is the best way to enter a game. First of all, to put the ball on the wings, and Nicky just mentioned that. You know, sometimes you have to go on the flanks, use the channel more, and this is exactly what Newcastle does.
A lovely position for them to be in.
Yep, they're in cruise control. It's looking very rosy at the minute. They're having a fantastic season, which could get better in terms of Champions League. They deserve it, but they've got to go out and grab it, and they've got a great opportunity with that game in hand on Wednesday to go and
And here is the man who steered them to victory today.
Well done,
Jason Tindall joins us live here at St James's Park. Good to see you. I mean, how much did you enjoy that personally today?
Yeah, it was a great performance. You know, when you're coming up against Manchester United, it's always going to be a difficult game. And the message to the lads beforehand was to go and deliver a performance that the manager would be proud of, and they certainly did that.
And how is the manager? That's the big burning question, Jason.
Yeah, I received a message from him after the game congratulating the team and the performance. He was able to watch it, and I'm sure that type of performance would have put a smile on his face.
Yeah, and you could tell, Dan Burn was just speaking to us, the togetherness of the group, they were determined to do that for him.
Yeah, as I said, testament to the group of players we've got here. We've got a fantastic group of players, some really, really good leaders and characters. And when the manager's not there to lead the team, you need them players to step up. And they certainly did that today. And, the message to the lads before the game was to go out there, as I said, and deliver a performance the manager would be proud of. And, credit to them guys because they certainly went out and delivered that.
And the last few days we saw, obviously, the work on the training ground. Newcastle love to press. And any team coming here that wants to try and play out from the back, they have to be really, really spot on with it. Man United weren't today, but your pressing must have impressed you.
Yeah, it did, Alan.
Particularly second half. I mean, I know you got your goal in the first half, but second half shooting down the hill, it was really impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and had to make a couple of tweaks at half-time because, we felt we was probably just maybe 5 yards off, especially down the left-hand side on our press. We could have closed the gaps a little bit quicker to stop the forward passes. And, credit to the lads because second half, as you say, they went out there and, with that little tweak, they really made a difference and a lot of regains in the attacking half.
How pleased are you for Harvey Barnes? Not just today, but what a week he's had after an interrupted season at times.
Delighted for Harvey. We know what an exceptional player Harvey is. He's had to be patient this season with obviously Anthony Gordon and the form that he's been in. But again, credit to Harvey, testament to him. We always know he's good for a goal and super delighted that he's been able to come in, especially this week, contribute with 3 goals and, really, really happy for him.
How difficult has it been for you and Eddie to get back to normality, to just get back to league football after having this hero welcome, which obviously you deserve, but it must have been in terms of the high that you were at to say, lads, we've got games to go now, we've got to somehow get back to normality. How difficult has it been?
Yeah, obviously it was an amazing experience to win the cup against such a good side like Liverpool. I think what probably helped us, Alan, within that, obviously it sort of come at a really good time. We had the break where we could sort of, enjoy quite a few days where the lads can sort of almost celebrate, enjoy the moment. But then, I'm sure you know what the manager's like. He wouldn't have let them sort of almost dwell on that. We knew we had some really important games coming up. We know what we want to try and achieve this season, so it was important psychologically that we got them in the right place to be able to go out there and deliver the performances that they need to hopefully get us in them Champions League spot.
You're in a good spot now, aren't you? You're in a good place.
Yeah, what a position.
Yeah, we're in a fantastic position, but we know we've got 7 more games, 7 cup finals for us, because it's incredibly difficult to get 3 points in what's probably the hardest league in the world. So we know we have to be at our best, and if we can go and deliver performances like we did today, hopefully that'll be enough to get it.
Yeah, just finally, I'm sure you enjoyed it today, and you've got another game on Wednesday. Will you feel a little bit more drained standing there on your own today? No one to turn to with that responsibility?
Yeah, probably. I think it helps where I've stood with Eddie side by side for so many years now, where a lot of people criticise me. But
we saw you a couple of times go like that and there was no one there.
Oh, no, listen, I think when the manager's not here, you miss him. And, Eddie is one of the best that there is out there. And, he's a great miss, but hopefully we'll get him back soon.
We all wish that. And well done today. Thank you very much indeed for joining.
Thank you.
Good to see you, James. Thank you.
Cheers. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
The man who led Newcastle 2-all 4-1 victory, and as I say, it is strange, and he's had to step up, hasn't he, in the absence of the manager?
No, I mean, he's obviously got the respect of the players. I hope it's not it doesn't go on for too much longer, because they're a great partnership. They work so well together. I mean, and Jason said it himself, they know each other inside out. So for a game, I don't suspect it'll be an issue. So hopefully Eddie, if he's not back on Wednesday evening, then he'll be back for the weekend. Yeah,
let's keep our fingers crossed for that. I'm sorry, Nicky, we have to round off the goals, and it came again from the Manchester United goalkeeper trying to play out from the back.
Yeah, it did. I mean, here straight away, I think what really gets me on my nerves about football at the minute, and everyone tries to play this way, and if you're not good enough, you just cannot do it. So you've got a centre-back there who's got the ball at his feet and refuses to pass the ball forward. If the keeper's better than him with the ball at his feet, then the keeper will be playing centre-half. He's not better than him with the football at his feet. So why is he not passing forward? Why is he not looking for his front man? They're down the channels. It's just bizarre, and you cause your own problems, and he clips the ball. And I felt a bit sorry for the keeper, because he's obviously a bag of nerves as it is. He's not going to be the best with his feet, and it's madness. Just pass the ball forward, and that doesn't happen.
There's an obsession. There's an obsession in our game that you have to play out from the back. Now and again, it isn't a problem to kick it long. It isn't a problem to turn defences just to try and somehow ease the pressure off you as a defender. There's no harm in doing that at all, but such is the way that our game is in our country now, it just seems that it's impossible for anyone to do that. I don't see a harm in doing that. You don't have to do it all the time, but now and again, just to relieve a little bit of pressure.
There's one team that's been able to do it for the last 5-6 years, apart from this year, was at City, that's Guardiola. No one can play like that. It's like an obsession to go and copy. There's nothing wrong with having your own identity as a team. Man United have never been that kind of football team. They've been an attacking team, quick wingers, a centre-forward that can score goals, a midfielder that can do box-to-box. That's the Man United way. It doesn't have to be the City way.
What I would say is...
Is it the Ruben Amorim way, though? That's the big question.
Man City are not afraid to kick it long.
Yeah.
No, we'll look at Edison again yesterday.
He's got 7 assists in the Premier League. They're not afraid to kick it long. So, yes, they've got this pass mentality, but they don't mind turning you. There's no harm in doing it now and again if it gets you out of trouble and gets you another 15 yards up the pitch and just relieves that little bit of pressure now and again.
Yes, Alan, look, in the first half, they couldn't build the game from the back, and they tried to put the ball up front, and they lost all the ball in the air. Every single ball in the air for the striker was lost. So you need to have, if you want to play this way, you need to have someone up front with the size of Dan Burn, who will get the ball and flick the ball on the side. Otherwise, you will lose all the ball. So you can't build from the back. You can't kick the ball away. So what are you doing?
Turn, put it in behind fullbacks. Turn. You don't have to hit it up to the two giants at the back against Dan Burn. I mean that's foolish. I'm not saying do that, but you can actually put the ball in behind defenders now and again. Didn't really see that. They did it once or twice, I said, in the first half. Once with a goal and once with a Xerxes with a little flick in behind. But they never did that at all.
Nicky is right saying that this is the standard now. Every single team wants to play like that, from the back. But he's right. If you don't have the players to do so, do something else. It's better.
Just a quick one. You say you felt sorry for the goalkeeper. Pitch Michael was texting me throughout the game. I won't repeat what he was saying. But, I mean, for Thursday, he's got a big call to make. What does he do in this huge game now in terms of the goalkeeper? Because the one he's been brought in today, whether it's his fault or not, has conceded 4 goals. And Andre Onana hasn't even travelled here today. Is this a massive call in a massive game for United season?
It's a big call. And I think it's something that he has to think carefully about what's going to do over the next few days. I'm sure he'll get the lads back in training pretty soon. In tomorrow, recovery day, and they'll have to look down and see who the best. Because for me, I wouldn't know the answer to that. We've got one keeper that's having an absolute torrid time. He gets left out. The new keeper comes in and he has a torrid time as well. And it's a tough call to make. You're just going to have to pick someone who's got a lot of confidence within himself and doesn't get too down, because it's a massive game Thursday for this football club.
Yeah, it's a huge game for United on Thursday, not just in terms of progression, not just in terms of winning a trophy, but maybe attracting better players because they're in the Champions League next season. What does he do? It's arguably one of the biggest calls he's had to make since he's come in.
He's got a huge call to make. I suspect he made the call today in the hope that the goalkeeper would have a really good game. Then it would have been a lot easier decision, because there's no way Nana would have got back in.
But did he fill you with any confidence today, Bayern?
That's why it's such a huge call for him, not one that I would like to make. It's not a really good situation when you're a manager and you've got no confidence in both of your goalkeepers. Maybe you might look elsewhere further down the line, because what I saw today and what I saw in midweek, big problems.
Ruben, clearly another difficult moment for you and a disappointing result. How do you reflect on that 90-plus minutes?
Many mistakes, and they were stronger in the second balls, so they were a better team. But we did a lot of mistakes that it become harder to win a game, and that's all.
What do you put those mistakes down to at this moment in time? Is there a lack of confidence and perhaps even a lack of belief amongst some of your players at this moment?
It's a little bit of everything. It's hard to point one thing that goes wrong in these moments, but it's really hard to win against these top teams like Newcastle. And when we make mistakes that can help the opponent to score, it's harder. But let's focus on Thursday. It's really important for us.
Were some of the goals you conceded today too easy from your perspective for Newcastle to score?
I think you can see that we can do so much better. So that's it. Let's focus on Thursday. Analyze this game, but all the mistakes that we did today, we cannot do it Thursday.
I can sense the disappointment and perhaps the anger within you at this moment in time. Once again, the criticism will come from outside, from pundits, from media people. Is the the belief in your players that you can see that other people can't see? That the criticism will come, lack of running, lack of commitment in key moments. Do you understand that criticism?
I understand it. I don't care. Nothing is worse than lose games. So people can say whatever they want to say, and it's hard to I don't want to defend myself or anything like that, because if you look at our position in the table, says it all. So let's move on. It's really important Thursday, so I don't care what people say. Losing games is the hardest part by far from this job. So again, let's focus on Thursday.
How big then is Thursday? It was big before today. How big does it become now for Manchester United as a whole? Not just you, not just the players.
No, of course, it's really important. We know that we have a chance to get Champions League, but let's focus stage by stage. We have an important game on Thursday. It's going to be really, really hard, but we need to focus on that and then go to the next stage.
What do you do to pick your players up, and whatever players you choose to put out there on Thursday? What do you do to instill the belief that you will need to go further in that competition in the hope of still getting Champions League football next season?
We had one season a lot like that, with the difficult losses, difficult moments. So we are used to get up also. So we can do that Thursday. Let's focus on Thursday. So it's a different game when the ball, when the game starts, is a different history with our fans. We need to give something to our fans and to go to the next stage.
We spoke about Andre Onana before the game. What's your sense now? Does he come back into the reckoning for Thursday?
Everybody. Again, it's a difficult season. So tomorrow we are going to prepare the next game. He's not forgetting this game, but he's focused on the next one, because in this game, after the game, we cannot change nothing. So let's focus on the next one.
Ruben, one very final question. You've always been very open and honest with us about the task you faced here and the difficulties you've faced. But is that task a bigger task now, where you find yourselves and looking forward? And how big, in your opinion, is it to change the fortunes of this club?
We already talked about that. Let's focus on game by game. So if you think in all the pictures, sometimes it's really hard to face all the problems at the same time. Our biggest problem is the game on Thursday. Let's focus on that.
Well, he wants to focus on Thursday. We touched on that. But do you think, Nicky, now, with the time he's been at the club, from looking from the outside in Lisbon, that he thinks this is much bigger once he's got inside?
Yeah,
from the
I
outside?
think it's obviously more of a realisation after he's been here for now 6 months plus, and he knows how tough the job's going to be now, and he's got to attract players that are going to make the squad and the team better. He's got to get rid of players that he doesn't want, which is going to be difficult as well. He's under contract, so he's got a massive job, absolutely huge job. But one thing he does, he always comes up and fronts up, to be fair to him, and hopefully he's going to at least try and get it right on Thursday. I can't emphasise how big that game is for the football club, because if you think about getting into Champions League, you attract better players, you get a bigger budget, and it'll be a lot easier for him if he's in the Champions League.
As he's just said, he wants to forget about today and move on to Thursday. We understand that. But on the back of another damaging defeat, I mean, you can't just forget about that going into a big European side.
I don't think he's forgetting about it. I think he just doesn't want to speak about it. He's obviously down, he's angry, disappointed. He'll definitely be not forgetting about that. He'll be analysing that with his staff, I would imagine, and it'll be sitting down with the players. He'd have to. After that performance, you'd have to sit down with him and say, this is wrong, it's not acceptable, and work a way out of playing. That's going to get them results, because at the minute how they are playing isn't getting them results. It's fact.
If you're playing for Lyon at the moment, are you as fearless going to Old Trafford as you
watching the game today? It's always fearless to go and play at Old Trafford. No matter what you do, or doesn't matter the team you're facing, it's a challenge to play there. But
it's not the challenge it was when you were playing here, though.
No, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same challenge. But I'm thinking about Lyon. They got a huge task also in front of them. And, for Amorim, it's going to be, as you said, complicated. But this game, next Thursday, is crucial and is vital for Man United and also for Lyon. So we'll see what happens.
And is it unthinkable for United not to be in Europe, to finish in the bottom half of the table, not have that budget, that you're talking about. It's just going to make his challenge even greater, isn't it?
It'll make it very, very hard, but it's not unthinkable. You get your rewards from what you put into a season, and at the minute they're not doing well enough. That's why they're at that table, they're positioned behind the table, and it's basically all their eggs in one basket for the game on Thursday. And even if they win that, they then got to go and win the next one, so it's a long way off. It's just the reality that we're at is it's the only thing that they can hope for, is try and get a good result Thursday and get some sort of feel-good factor back into that football club, because at the minute they must be so low.
Talking of Europe, let's finish by looking at where Newcastle have put themselves in with a great chance is the answer, but there's still, as Dan Burn and Jason Tindall were saying, some crucial fixtures to come in terms of Newcastle. It's Crystal Palace here on Wednesday. They win that, they're in the top 3, or in fact, if they don't lose that, they're in the top 3. But Alan, looking at that, they've still got to play Villa, they've still got to play Chelsea and Arsenal in this running.
Yeah, but there's so many things that, I mean, Arsenal's season in terms of the league, what they might have gone into with the Champions League, so there might be a decent time to play. Everton
and Chelsea and Villa are direct opponents for the top 4.
Absolutely, I don't think that's a bad fixture list at all for Newcastle, particularly with the feel-good factor, with the way this football club is at this moment in time. I don't think that's a bad fixture list at all. It could be a lot worse. It's very difficult. It's almost impossible to say, well, yeah, we could be beat or we should be beating them. There's so many difficult results in and around this time because of the commitments or what other clubs may be going for, what they have to protect, what they have to try and get. So it's very difficult to predict.
But having tasted it once under Eddie Howe, if they could do it again, this would lift this club to another level, David.
I think so. Newcastle is on the right path to success. I think the trophy, the Carabao Cup, proved it. It was the starting point of something great. They have to carry on like that. I mean, they are making wise investments, players playing for Eddie Howe. I'm just glad to see how it goes at Newcastle right now.
Never been a better time to be a Geordie, has there?
Absolutely. Great times. Look forward to many better ones and more Champions League nights, hopefully, that we had last season, because the atmosphere here against PSG was incredible. And what a season it could turn out to be a Newcastle player and a Newcastle fan. One trophy, may even get third, who knows. Plenty to look forward to.
Alan.